Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Australian Gold Conference. So my name is Alex Scanlon. Some of you may have seen me make a clown of myself last night. I'm good at that. I am the MD and CEO of Barton Gold, but I am also a professional investor with a long background in private markets. So Barton Gold is a company that was actually spun out of a series of investments that I was doing through the mid-2010s. And as part of the advisory board for the conference, Carrie and I thought it'd be useful to just sort of provide a bit of insight and guidance on some of the questions that you might ask companies, how you might dig into and get the most out of this type of a conference. And as Carrie has emphasized, I think I will re-emphasize, this is not just a standard investment conference where you have sort of 80 companies and no real focus, right? This is a dedicated precious metals investment conference. So you're all here for a specific reason. We are all here for very specific reasons. So we're already all on the same channel. And this is not just a group of promoters talking at you saying, buy our shares. There are certainly companies here that hope to attract your attention, but this is a very educationally focused conference. So as Carrie mentioned, between presentations from companies, you're going to hear from a lot of panels, a lot of experts who will give you a lot of insights about how to look for and select good projects, what to look for with teams, assets, infrastructure. So we thought we might share a few thoughts on how you can approach some of the questions or how you might approach these companies, some of the questions you might ask. And it's really important to remember that there are no bad or dumb questions here. You're here to learn about these companies, you're here to learn about gold, and you would be surprised how many times the odd question can spark a really interesting idea or conversation. So don't limit yourself, don't hold back. And in terms of how my teams have historically invested, how we actually do look at other companies in the market today and how we measure ourselves, there are a few things that you might consider when you're talking to these companies. And you can put these generally in the category of people, assets, and results, right? So when you're asking about these companies, get a deeper understanding. You know, who are the people leading the company? Experience and alignment matter. What is their percentage of ownership in the company? What have they done? Is this the team that is here to drill? Is it a team to build? There is the right team for the right time in all circumstances, but find out who that team is and what that pathway forward is. When you're looking at assets, we often hear the mantra, grade is king. That is very incomplete, and I will argue all day about this, but that's another matter. Look, grade can be defeated by geometry and depth every day of the week, right? So what you want to look is a more complete picture for the asset. What is the actual viable pathway to development and production for this asset? You know, where is it? Does it have access to infrastructure? You can have a swimming pool full of gold, half of all the historical gold production in history. If it's at the center of the earth, it's worth zero. So go beyond some of these initial sort of headline figures. And also look at results, right? So the pathway to success for these companies is not three big wild leaps or, one big jump between ticking boxes. That's usually how you belly flop. The journey to success is a journey of 1,000 small incremental steps. So look at who's doing what, how consistently they're moving forward, and importantly, how well and transparently is that being communicated? That's really important. How reliable is that progress and how reliably is that being communicated to you? People are competing for your time, your attention, and your money. So don't hesitate to ask these questions. I would challenge you to step outside of these basics as well. So remember, your job as an investor is three things. One, to choose the right theme, right? We're all here because we're curious about precious metals. So having crossed that threshold, now you've got to find the right opportunities. That is not enough. Your third job is to dodge the bad ones, right? And in really simple terms, in portfolio management terms and from a professional investment term, the professional investor or the individual investor who can get rid of the zeros in their portfolio is going to do substantially better than the person who's carrying 9 zeros and 1 big return. So I often describe myself as a catcher of all spears, right? And what I mean by that is throw the curly questions. So I encourage you to throw some spears. See which ones people can catch, see which ones they dodge, and see which ones hit them dead center. Right, so try to find the thing that's wrong, and that can be very, very helpful. But as a final word on that point, the key thing here is engagement. do not be afraid to engage. Everyone here is very, very passionate about what we do. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of creativity to find, build, permit, operate a mine in Australia, around the world. It is a very complex industry. It is often a very difficult environment with shifting rules, regulations, and even social and investment trends, which can send markets sideways for 10 years. I made a point last night, which I'll make again. If you just look at the headline speakers who are presenting today, there is over 1,000 years of combined exploration, finance, development, operations, refining, analytical and professional investment experience speaking today, and they brought their teams. So again, 1,000 years of combined experience. So we are here to speak with you. We are all interested to speak to you. Please do make the most of it. And without further ado, I will cede the floor to Jamie Gibson, the Managing Director of Kingsgate Consolidated, who will speak to you about the big picture for gold. So enjoy it.